Can you imagine working in an environment where everyone is encouraged to provide feedback that's clear, specific, and sincere? Imagine being part of a workplace culture where people feel safe and heard and know their opinions are valued. Do you feel this in your job? Voicing concerns and sharing ideas with authority figures can be intimidating and might be considered risky. This is what's meant by speaking truth to power. To speak truth to power, you have to believe in the value of your opinions, and if you're in power, you must value others' opinions. Speaking truth to power is all about relationships. The focus on creating a transparent, speak up, listen up workplace culture is on the individual. What do I mean by that? If you value your opinion and want to be heard, then try shifting your mindset to one that assumes speaking up is a transfer of data rather than a rebellion to authority or a resistance against order. You have a right to be heard, to be valued, and to speak truth to power. In this training, we'll provide you with a general overview of navigating the power and politics of conversations at work. To understand how truth does and doesn't get spoken to power, you must recognize the relationship that exists between those in positional power, individuals who hold a position of power such as a CEO, director, manager, or supervisor, and those less powerful within the organizational structure. Come on, let's get started. The dynamics of power is a balancing act between positional power and personal power. There are several types of positional power one can hold in an organization. Personal power, however, is based on your own skills, competencies, and characteristics. It is not a formal form of power. It does, however, have the ability to motivate and inspire others, including those in positional power. Both dynamics of power can enable you to exert influence over others and impact their performance, beliefs, attitudes, and other key areas. Balancing these dynamics is quite like a fine art. It requires experience and judgment, but do not be discouraged. Understanding how to navigate the reporting structure can be your friend. Understand the culture of hierarchy and communication within your organization. Be sure you can navigate the system according to the culture you're in. Understanding the structure will provide clarity when you face an issue. The hierarchical structure will also provide a check and balance to ensure business is compliant and efficient. Your organization's hierarchy will position a few skilled leaders at the top of the organization who direct and implement strategy and operations. Now keep in mind, wherever leadership is required, authority is needed. It ensures that everyone is working toward the organization's common goals or mission. So then, you may be asking, how do I navigate my organization's reporting structure or hierarchy? Navigating reporting structures can be tricky, especially in terms of how to communicate, when to communicate, what to communicate, and even to whom you should communicate. However, it's critical to remember to always keep your direct reporting manager or supervisor informed. In speaking truth to power, it's also crucial to take any concerns, opinions, or ideas directly to the manager or supervisor before escalating to a higher level in the organizational structure. Employees who feel heard, feel they have input and value. Now, speaking truth to power will enable you to be uninhibited and free to share ideas, speak up, and achieve results. Workplace boundaries are created from professional standards, such as the organization's code of ethics or the team's mission or purpose, whereas personal boundaries are less explicit and include the standards we set for ourselves as individuals, both in relationships and the workplace. Personal boundaries protect our identity and can help guard against the demands of everyone on our time, energy, and work. The dynamics of power in a workplace culture includes a balance between both workplace and personal boundaries in order to sustain the needs and goals of the organization along with the individual. An example of what it looks like to speak your truth to power in professional relationships might sound like this. I spotted a potential challenge, and I know we worked very hard on this project. Do you have a minute to hear my concerns? How do you think an opener like that might be received at your workplace? Speaking truth to power is vital in creating and maintaining transparency in the workplace. Are you asking yourself, what does a transparent workplace look like? One simple definition is an organization that operates and encourages openness between managers and employees. Now, this creates an environment where employees feel valued and are encouraged to speak up and participate to add value to the work. Do you want in on a little secret? Being transparent doesn't cost a thing. This gives it an exceptional ROI, return on investment. Creating a speak up, listen up workplace culture empowers employees and allows them to advocate for their needs. Employees, as you make the decision to be open and honest, speaking your truth, you will begin to feel that your contributions and opinions are valued, building a foundation of trust and loyalty between you and your manager or supervisor. Transparency in the workplace is a relationship thing. You will forge stronger relationships when speaking your truth to power through transparency in the workplace. How employees feel at work translates to improvement in employee performance. Employees are more likely to achieve higher performance and productivity on the job when they feel respected and valued. Truth always leads to more truth. This is why it's so important to speak truth to power, especially at work. When you speak truth to someone, you are freeing yourself from former limiting beliefs or patterns of thinking, feeling, and behavior that has stunted your growth or held you back. This will then allow for a creative space of safety, honesty, and truth. The more people who speak their truth in the workplace, a culture of psychological safety is nurtured. What does this mean? This means a culture is being created where trust, honesty, and safety and truth are being cultivated, which in turn motivates people to improve upon their progress and performance. The words we choose matter. Intentionally choosing our words when speaking truth to power can disrupt or reshape reality. Acknowledge unconscious bias, which may have a harmful or offensive impact on someone. Instead, once we become aware of our unconscious bias, although uncomfortable, it becomes necessary to acknowledge in order to create a culture of transparency. Pick your battles. Take an inward look at yourself. Are you someone who constantly complains? Well, if so, your complaints may be taken less seriously. Choose your words carefully, especially the topics on which you wish to take a stand. The words you use, your tone of voice, and your body language matter. All of these factors influence how well you will be heard in the workplace culture. Start by leaning into situations of discomfort by learning to become comfortable with communication. Keep yourself in alignment. Are your words and actions aligned? The words you choose, the tone in which you are saying them, and how you look while speaking must all be in alignment. Think about it. When someone tries to convince you that they're not mad, but their tone of voice is loud and they're yelling, how likely are you to listen and really hear them? Ask yourself, what benefit will speaking up give to the manager or supervisor? Or better yet, how will it benefit the team or the organization? Keep in mind what their goals and principles are and speak to those. Let them know you're speaking up to support them or the team, or to pose a different perspective on an issue that is of importance to consider. Be sure you approach it from a place of respect and not from a place of asserting punishment, complaining, or implying you're trying to teach them a lesson. Now, here's an example. You might say, I know you're concerned about and committed to working on the topic of having difficult conversations at work. Now, I have some thoughts for you related to what you were asking and may give you a new perspective. Do you mind if I share those with you? That might be better received than saying, this place has a horrible communication culture. Let me tell you what needs fixing. As you can see, the words we choose and the way in which we use them does matter. Learning that having differences of opinion or perspectives in the workplace is vital for organizational leadership and diversity. Speaking truth to power is a collective activity that, when done with intention, honesty, and sincerity, will foster a workplace culture that is innovative and inspiring. The words we choose matter. How then can we challenge authority without fear? How do we act courageously? Well, fear is a nervous response. Our nervous systems are designed to keep us safe. Therefore, they keep us away from danger and flock towards safety. Do you notice when you disagree with someone, you automatically feel discomfort or fear? Well, this is natural. This is your body saying you are entering into new territory. I am unfamiliar with this. Now, the next time this fear creeps in, try this. Shift your energy and mindset from a place of fear toward a place of strength, recognizing that speaking up will enable you to share something powerful and substantial with your manager or supervisor or with the entire team. What you refuse to give voice to has power over you. You may want to begin by identifying the most important thing you need to say in that moment, followed by the thought, what needs to be said that isn't currently being said? And finally, what is my vision in speaking truth to power? What am I aiming to accomplish here? If you can identify what is essential to say and how your words and actions can bring it into existence, then you have spoken your truth. Honest communication in the workplace will maximize your chances of success. In order to receive the results you want from speaking truth to power, you must be thoughtful about the way you communicate. Select the right time to approach your manager or supervisor. Try to avoid putting him or her on the spot, and schedule a time when he or she may be available and open to receiving your feedback. Get your facts straight. Be certain to have evidence to support your position or back up any allegation you may make. Now, this may be in the form of evidence-based data, or it could be anecdotal data you've gathered previously. Whatever facts you can provide, the stronger your case will be. Go into the conversation armed with solutions or ideas, letting the manager or supervisor know you've critically analyzed this and are ready to help solve the problem. Honest communication means keeping your emotions in check. Now, as you deliver your truth to power, be factual. Try to deliver it passionately, but void of negative emotions, which may lower your credibility. You can be informed by emotions, but not held hostage by them. As you now know, speaking truth to power is all about relationships. Understanding your organization's hierarchical structure and the culture of the workplace is critical. Understanding both will provide you with a foundation for speaking up when you have truth to share. Being able to balance positional power and personal power are integral components of speaking truth to power, and understanding this balance leads to a life full of passion, fulfillment, and authenticity. In this training, we discuss the balance between positional versus personal power in the workplace and how to navigate the reporting structure. We talked about the difference between workplace and personal boundaries and how to be transparent when speaking up about concerns and sharing ideas. We discussed the importance of choosing the appropriate words when speaking truth and being sure our words add value and are delivered with the right timing, and that we can learn to challenge authority without fear. Speaking truth to power can maximize your chances of success, but it can be tough, let's be honest. It's not always an easy task to do. Imagine the impact of not speaking up about inefficiency, safety concerns, inequities, or other concerns. Learning how to effectively speak your truth in the workplace will cultivate a culture of authenticity and empowerment. And remember this: forced silence creates fake allegiance.